Hey y'all, it's me again, Joey. It is a beautiful Sunday. This is February the 12th. Just got back from dinner or lunch, whatever you want to call it. And I'm full and I'm getting sleepy. But I got these swarm traps to put up because from what I'm seeing, I'm almost already too late. I know Mike's got his hung, Mr. Ed has got his hung, or some of them. And Mr. Ed's already caught some, but I feel okay because what boxes I've looked in, I've seen drones being laid. I've seen the queens on the drone frames, but I hadn't seen any drones yet. But I am always a week or two behind both of them, so I feel like I'm pretty much on it. So anyway, I'm just kind of going off down another rabbit hole. But anyway, I want to go ahead and get started setting them up. I just pulled all my swarm boxes out of the shed. Usually when I put them up, I always try to store them with 3 foundationless frames, and you can see how dirty some of them are. But I always try to do that where I know when it gets swarm season, I'll have everything I need except the 2 frames I'm going to put in, and that's what I'm going to show you right now. But if you've never watched any of my videos before, you can see here, let me get this out of the way. I got 5 frame swarm box. It was built off the D-coach pattern. The little blue boxes, and all I did was make it twice as tall, where when you put your frame in there, you have all this empty down here, and it'll make the bees feel like they have the space they need. But anyway, the way I work it, let me see, I might just lay this down like this where you can see. Y'all should be able to see that. I've already got the lids taken off of a few of them, but I still got some sitting back here. I hadn't unscrewed the lids yet. I got 12 of these. Now, I may or may not put all 12 of them up. A lot of times my plans were when I started this was just to put maybe 10 up and have a couple for spares. And it's pretty much worked that way most of the time, but they have been a few years that I put everything up, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I'm going to show you kind of how I pattern everything. I have one old comb here, and I've got a box full of it. And I use one, it's an old frame, but it's got kind of new plastic in it. I mean, it was in a box at one time for just a little while. You can see where it was probably on the end frame or something. But anyway, how I work this, I've always had great success with it. I put the foundation right up against one wall, then I take my comb. I'll knock that off of there. Here we go. I take my comb and put it right up against that. Then I've got one here that's already had comb on it one time before. You see that? I'm going to put it right up against it. And then I got 2 more that really they've been in the boxes, but probably never have had, I've either pulled comb off of it or just never really got started good. It's kind of nasty, everything hanging on it. Could you imagine what the inside of a tree looks like? Okay, we've got that done. Now, let's go to my lure. Here's what we got. I've got regular lemongrass oil. I've had this bottle for years. You can see where it's at. I still got a little bit left. Matter of fact, I ordered some from Bob just last night. I should have probably already ordered it, but anyway, I got some of that coming. I'm gonna try it when I get it in. This is my little special lure I made. What this is, oh yeah, it's still there. It's hard to see it. I don't know if you can see that or not, but this is crushed up queens in alcohol, and it has a little bit of lemongrass in it. I put a little bit in there just to kind of help with it, but also every now and then I would take my Q-tip that I'm about to show you and dip it in that one, then dip it in here. But anyway, got my Q-tip. I'm gonna leave it whole. A lot of times I cut that in half. You don't need the whole thing, but usually the first one I always do it whole. So what I do, I want to go here and knock these off. Take a little bit of this lemongrass. I just kind of wipe on top of these frames. Let me set it back up here for you. I'll just kind of rub it all around here. Look, you can see it. You can see all kind of junk laying down there. Then I'm going to take the other end. Got it on there. Rub it around a little bit and then drop it down in the bottom. Now, on these boxes, I've got a number. I didn't even tell you that. I've got a number wrote in there, just in case I got several of these laying together. Don't pay any attention to it. If there's a number wrote on that, don't pay any attention. I got the back marked, number 5, in the front. So this is the way this goes. So I'm gonna get my drill and drill these down. Here's something else kind of new I'm doing. I was supposed to have done this last year. I got me some washers because it's getting where opening and closing, the little head on that screw wants to pull through. So I said I was going to go ahead and get my washers and put on here. So I got them. You can see what I got it. I used the decking screws, and they've worked good for years. And I just picked me up some of the like roofer's washers. We'll go ahead and get this screw down. We'll go ahead and get these sticking through just a little bit, because over the years I've probably moved the screw holes to different places. Glasses. there's probably better ways to put this on. I'd rather take a little time doing it here, because if you ever drop one of these things taking it off the tree and that lid comes off, you're gonna have a mess. At least it's still contained if you drop it now. Alright, that part's good. Another thing I was going to show anybody that hadn't watched this before, if you see right here on each side, this board, it actually does two things. When these boxes were built, we used scrap plywood, and it didn't matter which way the grain went, we used it. And sometimes the grain may be going this way, which would cause it to bow more. And this gives it strength, keeps it from bowing. And the other thing I do, I nailed this cleat to the tree, and then I can hang my box right there on that. I'll take you to the tree and show you how we do that too. Look at that. Okay, let's see if I explained everything to you. Got my box baited. I'll go ahead and close this up for now. I'll open it back up when I get it on the tree. Okay, I'm not going to bore you with doing all the rest of them, but all the rest of them will be done just like this basically. And that's about it. I'm going to go ahead and get these things done together, or at least this front row, get them done, and we'll go stick one on the tree. Hopefully we can get one done today. I'll show you one more thing. This lid here is kind of tight. It got laid in wrong right here, so it's a little snug on top, so I have to really clean top of these frames off. Any of that old propolis I scrape off goes right down in the bottom of that box. Okay, the trees grew a little bit over the year, and it was pulling the head students. That's something you got to really watch out for. Best thing to do is just take the boards down at the end of every season, but I'm too lazy to. Some of them I take down, and some of them I never go back and get them. But anyway, I put some washers on it, and I'm gonna put it back up there so I don't trip over this fence. I think I go a little bit lower than I did last year. Ooh, that sun's right in my eyeballs. Y'all might not see this. Okay, I hope y'all can see that. But what I'm going to do, I got one screw in. I'm going to pull the front down just a little bit. It doesn't have to be much. But I always like to tilt my front down a little bit.
I hope that sun's not messing you up.
Okay, I'm gonna need to put a block under this one. Let me show you. Okay, I don't know if the camera's showing you just how out of level that is, but it's kind of laying this way. I'm just gonna grab another one off the truck that's got the little block on the bottom of it and straighten that out. I'll go ahead and take this one off. Okay, I think I might be able to fix that because I went down lower. Pick it up the right way. How's that look? A little better. A little bit better. That shadow makes it look like it's not sitting on the cleat, but it's sitting on there good. All right, that one's baited and hung, ready to go. Now, the reason I done this one first, my house is right there. I can sit on the porch and kind of keep an eye on this one. But this is going to be like a spare. If I think I need this somewhere else, I can grab it, take it wherever it needs to go. Alright, this one's a new location. It's close to where I've had one before, but the tree that I used to use got cut down. So I'm just moving over about 100 yards and putting in that tree right there. This right here is my uncle's old chicken house. He don't use it anymore. I think what I'm gonna do is hang one on that old shed and one on one of these trees over here. Let's go look at it and see what we can do. This is his chicken yard, and over there he used to raise hogs all the time in that old building right there. I always had 2 or 3 hogs every year. But I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hang one right here on this building. Right up there. And I'm gonna go down there and pick out one of them trees. Probably one around the corner of the building there. had to move the block on this one.